Imagine a tense situation unfolding on the high seas. Two massive oil tankers, one bearing the flag of the United States, have just been struck by explosive-laden boats and drones. Weapons of choice for Iranian forces. Since the eruption of hostilities, Iran has targeted no fewer than 16 commercial vessels. This is a sign of growing desperation in the crucial Straits of Hormuz. The response is underway. Available to the Iranians are land-based anti-ship cruise missiles, primed and ready to launch. Adding to the threat are the drones and specialized vessels packed with explosives, as tragically demonstrated in recent days. It only takes one well-placed shot, a single moment of luck, to cause catastrophic damage. This week, near the Iraqi port of Basra, Iranian explosive-filled boats and drones once again found their mark, hitting two oil tankers, including one with U.S. ties. This marks the 16th assault on commercial shipping since the conflict began. The Pentagon's reaction is escalating beyond simple airstrikes. The Marines are heading to the water. The conflict with Iran has entered a dangerous new phase, demanding a robust naval presence for CENTCOM. The USS Tripoli, designated as an amphibious assault ship, set sail from Japan on the 14th. However, it won't reach the Gulf for at least another week, a week that CENTCOM simply cannot afford. Consequently, the call goes out to another vessel, the USS America, LH-6. A different battalion of Marines, but the same urgent mission. Thousands of Marines stand ready on the pier, their purpose etched in their faces. No explanations of timelines are necessary, no drawn-out briefings. The gear is secured. The orders are absolute. The USS America is prepared. The only thing remaining is to set sail. A long line of Marines, clad in full battle gear, snakes along the dock, moving in resolute silence towards the ship's ramp. One after another, they advance steadily, without hesitation. The vessel awaits, and they will not keep it waiting for long. The unspoken question of their return hangs heavy in the air, a question that died somewhere between the briefing room and the pier. The first Marines ascend the ramp, their boots striking the steel surface with a resounding clang, a steady, almost mechanical rhythm. This is not a maiden voyage for many. Some may be on their third deployment, while for others, this marks their first journey so far from home. The USS America can accommodate up to 1,800 Marines, supported by a crew of 100 Navy sailors who keep this floating city operational. Navigators, mechanics, aviation technicians, medical staff, over 2,900 personnel in total. And at this very moment, every space is being filled. Deep within the bowels of the ship, the engineering crew works tirelessly, bringing the massive propulsion systems to life. Turbines whine as they spin up, oil pressure rises, temperature gauges climb, RPMs increase. Every reading is checked, every parameter confirmed. These unsung heroes may never glimpse the ocean, but without their dedication, the ship remains motionless. On the upper deck, sailors haul in the mooring lines from the pier, coiling them swiftly and methodically. Each line retrieved represents one less connection to the shore, one step closer to the vast expanse of open water. Tugboats maneuver into position alongside the hull, exerting slow, deliberate force to nudge the USS America away from the dock. On the forward deck, sailors operate the anchor windlass, raising the heavy anchor chains link by link from the depths until the anchors are secured in their housings. The engines surge to full power. The ship begins its journey. The transit to the Iranian coast will span weeks. First, across the Pacific Ocean, then through the Strait of Malacca, into the Indian Ocean, and finally towards the volatile Persian Gulf. Each day of this voyage will be utilized to its fullest. Escort vessels assume their positions around the formation, creating a protective screen. Sailors move to their combat stations, their senses on high alert. Lookouts scan the horizon with binoculars, vigilant and thorough, leaving no detail unnoticed. From elevated positions along the superstructure, snipers establish their posts and commence their watch. The ship is underway, and the perimeter is active. Aircraft are prepared for combat on the flight deck. Helicopters undergo rigorous checks, and weapon systems are armed. Below deck, the Marines are already engaged in intense drills, practicing attack sequences, hostage rescue scenarios, and room-clearing techniques. The USS America is not merely cruising, it is steaming directly towards a potential conflict. The stage is set. The players are ready. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is the main event, arriving precisely on schedule. These are highly trained individuals forging muscle, memory, honing their instincts for scenarios they pray never materialize, yet preparing with unwavering dedication as if they inevitably will. The exercise ascends skyward. The unmistakable whir of MH-60S Seahawk helicopters fills the air as they rise from the deck. These versatile rotary wing aircraft are the Navy's multi-tool, capable of everything from hunting submarines in the deep ocean to conducting daring combat search and rescue missions. But today, their role is troop transport, ferrying battle-ready Marines into simulated action. Suddenly, the flight deck's symphony shifts. The raw power of 4 F-35B Lightning II stealth fighters erupts as they taxi into launch position. With a burst of controlled fury, they execute short takeoffs, climbing swiftly into the sky. The F-35B, a fifth-generation marvel and the only fighter of its kind capable of operating from an amphibious assault ship, joins formation with the Seahawks. On paper, it's a training exercise. In reality, it's a potent message, a clear signal of capability. The F-35B's signature lift fan, a massive 6-foot door behind the cockpit, roars to life during vertical landings, unleashing a staggering 20,000 pounds of downward thrust. It's a feat unmatched by any other fighter on the planet, the ability to transition from high-speed flight to a controlled hover and land on a spot smaller than a typical helicopter pad, from a blistering 400 knots to a dead stop in mere seconds. The Seahawks circle back. Marines, faces grim and determined, fast rope down, expertly sliding from the helicopters to the steel deck below with practiced speed and precision. Boots slam against the metal surface, the sound echoing across the deck. The exercises relentlessly continue, a non-stop barrage of drills and simulations. No respite, no quarter given. The ship steams onward, a floating fortress, while the Marines push their limits. The USS America, a behemoth among amphibious assault ships, exists for this very purpose: to project overwhelming force anywhere at a moment's notice. Stretching an impressive 804 feet in length, or 257 meters, roughly equivalent to a 70-story skyscraper laid on its side, the USS America displaces a colossal 45,000 tons, dwarfing many aircraft carriers from other nations. It's a self-sufficient city at sea, boasting its own desalination plant for producing fresh water, a fully equipped hospital, and enough fuel to sustain operations for weeks without needing resupply. This floating metropolis cruises at a brisk 20 knots, approximately 23 miles per hour or 37 kilometers per hour, swift enough to evade most submarines and position itself off any coastline within a matter of hours. Now, it's the V-22 Osprey's turn to take center stage. The Boeing Bell V-22, a revolutionary tilt-rotor aircraft that blends the vertical takeoff capabilities of a helicopter with the speed and range of a fixed-wing airplane, ascends from the deck and commences its own demanding training sequence. There's simply nothing else like it in any other military force across the globe. The Marines understand its value, and so does everyone watching. Deep within the ship's belly, vehicle crews meticulously inspect their war machines. Armored trucks, tactical vehicles, engines roar to life, communication systems are tested, weapon mounts scrutinized. No detail is overlooked, no margin for error tolerated. These vehicles haven't yet touched solid ground, but the crews treat them as if they're already navigating a hostile battlefield. The moment these machines roll off the ship, there will be no time for adjustments or repairs. So, the checks happen now, repeatedly, until every single system is verified, until there's nothing left to do but unleash their power. As the first day of transit draws to a close, an unusual calm descends upon the flight deck. The day's drills are complete for now. The Marines retreat below deck to their bunks, exchanging quiet nods, a few words spoken. It's the unique silence that follows a grueling day of intense work. Not mere exhaustion, but something deeper, a shared sense of unwavering focus. The USS America glides through the open ocean, a steady, purposeful juggernaut, charting a course westward toward the vast expanse of the Pacific, then onward to the Indian Ocean, and ultimately the volatile Persian Gulf. The Iranian coastline remains thousands of miles distant, but the gap is relentlessly closing. They will resume their training tomorrow and the day after, and every day until they reach their destination. Because when that moment arrives, the time for preparation will be over.